All right. Shalom to the elect of Israel. First, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kwadash, and double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that taught us his truth. Okay, just got Euro news here. It says Ukraine war. Right, it says Medvedev warns of World War III. F-16 training for Ukraine. UK announces new aid. All right, so you got updates here. Current news, World War III. Okay, there's going to be F-16 trainings, man. All right, from Ukraine. And you can see the atmosphere, man. You know, the atmosphere is tense, man. The atmosphere is like something is about to happen. The atmosphere is very eerie, right? Because war is in the air. That's the spirit. They got the war drums beating. France to supply Ukraine with long-range Scalp missiles. Alright, so they got tanks. They're still fighting, man.
Дальше нас там ставят эти КПВТ, полетели по позициям изолированной недолочки. Сделали дополнительную защиту радиаторов. В чем преимущество? Высокая ремонтопригодность.
Wow, see that's the spirit, man. Wow, man. You know, and they had the war drums beating, showing you, man. You know, war is in the air, and these people, they're just walking along to it. These meatheads, man, they don't understand that what the hell they're walking into, man. You know, the type of conflict, the type of warfare that is going to be used in these last days is really going to be something ugly that these people are not expecting, man. It's going to be worse than they even thought of, all right? Because this war is going to turn nuclear, all right? So we're in the beginning stages. We're in the stages of war drums being, you know, hearing the war drums, right? So it says Ukrainian Defense Minister Reznikov confirmed a memorandum had been signed between 10 NATO members and Ukraine to conduct the training. Reznikov said preparations will last no longer than 6 months, bolstering Ukraine's capabilities in the air to fight against a Russian invasion. He thanked Denmark and the Netherlands for their outstanding leadership in striking the deal. And Ukraine's allies first agreed on training the country's air force on advanced fighter jets at the G7 summit held in Japan in May without ironing out the details. Russia, in response to the support, warned that allowing Kiev to use F-16s would be a colossal risk and would spread the war across Europe. Kiev, however, has not been guaranteed the delivery of F-16 jets since none of its allies have committed to sending warplanes. All right. So basically, their allies, that you know, they're teaming up, man. You know, everybody's picking sides, all right. And this thing, you know, is coming close to that time, man. All right, that conflict, that war. You know, so there's more on that if you want to go into it. But I want to get some scriptures, okay? And you know what? That's the spirit. I had this scripture already up, so I'll read this. This is Ecclesiasticus 39:1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. Okay, so that's what we are to be looking at in these last days, man. Prophecies. We're supposed to be constantly seeing, you know, what's happening in the news and going through the scriptures to understand what is happening and to understand that we are in the time of the end. All right. So we got to be in this word and seeking out these prophecies. All right. So let's go to one of them. This is Matthew's chapter 24 and verse 6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." So yeah, so we're in a time where we're seeing and hearing of wars and rumors of wars. All right, they're fighting right now. In Ukraine, man. They're fighting, man. And they're being supplied with weaponry. They're being supplied with tanks, fighter jets. All these things which Russia is gonna retaliate with. Russia is gonna respond, with similar rage, man, similar armory. So all these things are leading to World War III. But we aren't to be troubled because, we have the truth. We understand what is actually going to happen. We know that, the end of this is going to be for good, man, because the Lord is going to return. All right. This is going to bring the kingdom of heaven on the earth for the Israelites. Okay. But this kingdom, this wicked kingdom has to fall. All right. Before the kingdom of heaven can come, the destruction of this wicked kingdom has to come. All right, it's prophecy. That's why when we see these things happening, there's more to come. The end is not yet. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrow." So things are just heating up. The war drums, you can hear the war drums now, all right, but things are just, heating up. The pot is being stirred. Okay, and you got Russia, man. That they're not taking kindly to these other nations. Basically poking the bear. Stirring the pot. Handing different armory and weaponry to Ukraine and all these things, man. So this is all gonna lead to that great conflict. All right, this is all gonna cause a nation to rise against nation and kingdoms against kingdom. But that's what happens at the fall of an empire, at the fall of a kingdom. Everybody starts warring everybody, But it's going to be for our good because we know that this is prophecy and it has to come. World War III has to come. But before that comes, there's going to be the MOTB, the hour of temptation, the Jacob's trouble, certain things that have to take place because the end all be all of the war is going to be those nuclear missiles, which is going to destroy everything, in its path, including America, all right, which will be hit the worst. That's why they call it MAD, all right, mutually assured destruction. That's what's going to happen with these missiles, but they can't stop it. They cannot stop it. So let's get this. This is Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5. "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." Right? So World War III is going to be with burning and fuel of fire from those nuclear missiles. It's not going to be fought how wars were fought in the ancient world, with bows and actual bows and arrow, or swords, actual swords, and shields and spears. No, it's actually going to be nuclear warfare. Buttons are going to be pressed. All right, nuclear missiles are going to be released out their silos and they're going to be shot to different continents and hit its target. All right, anybody in the way of that, they're going to be burned and destroyed, man. So that's the time that we're in. We're in a time of great war, man. World War III. Prophecy in the scriptures. All right, this is Joel chapter 3 and verse 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up." Okay, yeah, so yeah, but these heathen nations are preparing themselves for war. All right, you got Ukraine getting ready to do military drills by what, August? They're doing more drills, man. They're training for what? What are they training for? And this is what could they possibly think is gonna come around the corner that they would need to do these military drills? They know that war is at the door. They know that, well, you know, they've been going through it, you know, but these other nations, they're gonna be getting involved, man. You know, especially the UK. You know, the UK is going to stick their hands in things. They're going to be involved in things and get their hands dirty. And where do you think that's going to lead them? They're going to be caught up in the war too. All nations are going to be in World War III, man. All nations are going to be using their military might. This is the time. This is the showdown. All nations are going to showcase their power and their weapons, man. All right, and their missiles. All right, their ICBMs. So it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. All right, so that's what's happening. All these nations are putting their money and funding into their military weapons. All right, they're not putting their money into, you know, infrastructure of buildings, railways, highways, hospitals, schools. No, they're putting their money so that they can have you know, Satan 2 and Satan, you know, Avangard, you know, nuclear missiles. They're putting their money into nuclear warheads. All right, into ballistic missiles. This is what they're doing. These nations are getting ready to go head to head, man, in World War III, and we're seeing the signs of it. That's why you're seeing all these articles speaking about tensions between these nations, speaking about Russia and Ukraine fighting at their borders, bombs being dropped, tanks being sent, F-16s being sent. Where is this all leading up to, man? Okay, and these other nations that are on, you know, basically neighbors, you know, and the other nations near and far, they're watching, and they're actually putting their money into ICBMs too. So little nations, they're not fearing. Nations that would be seen as smaller and weaker, like India or even North Korea, you know, which North Korea, you know, Kim Jong-un, he's testing rockets and missiles, ICBMs every other day, man. He's one of the, you know, ones mostly you see testing his missiles, man, because they're basically standing up on the world stage. They're poking their chest out saying, if anybody, you know, basically, you know, tries anything, we're going to use our power too, man. So the weak are saying that they're strong. Right? It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. All right, so yeah, and that's what's basically gonna happen, man. They're all gonna get judged. They're all gonna come down to the you know, the Middle East. It's gonna be a great hotspot for war. All right, that conflict is gonna, you know, really pop off. Missiles are gonna be shot. Okay, and that's, you know, the Lord's judgment, man. All right, Yahweh Shaphat, Jehoshaphat, meaning the Lord's judgment. All right, where all these heathen nations, they're gonna just be grinded out, man, like meat. They're just gonna be soldiers on the front lines, soldiers, you know, kamikaze style. They're gonna be getting zapped because the Lord is gonna intervene, man. You know, the angels, they're gonna intervene. You know, that's why this is not gonna happen before it's supposed to, because the angels, they're holding, they're basically, you know, controlling what's happening. They're working on the minds of these kings and these leaders. All right, because it's not a free will situation. The Lord is controlling all of this. And it's his will that these nations, they get judged for all the wickedness they've done, the slavery of the Lord's people, all the evil in the world. So the Lord is going to have them judged by having them, you know, hit each other with ICBM missiles, man. They're all going to be burned up in this fiery judgment, you know. So that's what's coming, man. That's in the news. Lord willing, this was edifying. I'll say all praises be to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Waharak, Akwadash. And double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and to the elect. Shalom.